Hari Om. Start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyat Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mamadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Rudeva Deva. Hari Om. So we are analyzing the reality of the world and say the world is nothing but superimposition on top of the Atma, on top of the all-pervading consciousness, which is essentially the Brahman. Therefore, world is not different from Brahman. And we are providing arguments to show that it is in fact what the scripture says, and also in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Vedanta also says, and which is also, and what Krishna also says. It says, Maya tadamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani nachaham teshu avastitaha najamastani bhutani paschammi yoga vaishwaram. Look at my glory. I can exist in varieties and names and forms. At the same time, I don't really exist in those forms. Both are statements, although appear to be contradictory. Krishna appears to be contradicting himself, but they are not contradictions. They are only talking from the two, ontologically, from the two levels of reality. From the absolute reality, there is nothing other than pure existent consciousness. From the relative reality, all the names and everyone is different and every object is different and all that. So from what reference one is talking about. But here we are investigating what is the absolute truth. Absolute truth is that which is from which, beyond which there is nothing else, and that which is non-negatable at any time, and that alone is the truth. If something is negated in one place to other place, it's only a relative but not really absolute. And this aspect is going to be emphasized in the next sloka, which is 236 of the Viveka Chudamani. Yadi satyam bhaved vishvam Yadi satyam bhavet vishvam sushupta upalabhyatam yanno palabhyate kinchit ataswapnavat mrusha asatwapnavat mrusha. So here he gives an example of what is real. Real is that which remains all the time. That's what is real. If it's completely changing, and then it cannot be real. So I make one statement and I change another statement and say you are lying, because what you said is one and now you are saying completely different from what you are. You're changing your statement. When I'm changing my statement, people call me a liar. That means that's not truth. So truth is, we know, is that which can never change. So if I make a statement all the time, that means I must be telling the truth if it is really true. I may be lying all the time, that's a different. But here, that which is remain the same, that can be known absolutely and doesn't undergo any change, is the Satyam. So that's why, Yadi Satyam Bhaved Vishwam, in case the Vishwam, the world, is Sat or the real, in case if it becomes a real, then we have a problem. What is the problem? Sushupta upalabhyatam. So it should remain in the deep sleep state also. Sushupti is the deep sleep state. In the waking state, I have the waking world. In the dream state, I have a dream world which is separate from the waking world. Although it is projection from the knowledge of the waking world, it is only projected there in the dream. And when I go to deep sleep state, I fold the waking world and the dream world, and I am as though in the deep sleep world. What is the deep sleep world? It is the absence of the existence of any object there. Means I don't know whether it exists or not, because the instruments of perception are not there, and when the instruments of perception is not there, then I won't know whether it really exists or not. It becomes anirvachaniyam. It means indeterminate problem. Because if I don't know whether in the other room is there a chair or not, if I don't know, because it may be there, it may not be there, unless I go there and check it, So it cannot be confirmed with its existence or non-existence of a chair in the other room cannot be established unless a conscious entity has to be conscious of the existence or non-existence of the object there. So I am conscious of, in the deep sleep state, the absence of the existence of any subject-object relationship, because I know that I didn't know. When I get up in the morning, my experience is I did not know. I did not know what? I did not know any subject-object relationship, because I don't know that I am a knower of, I don't know also. You have to be careful. But I did not know that I did not know when I was in the deep sleep state, because even the knowing of I did not know has to be known by the mind only. Mind only can say I do not know. And how do you know? That I know. That I know that I do not know. That much is. Do you know Gaga Boo Boo? I don't know. How do you know you don't know Gaga Boo Boo? That I know. What? I know that I don't know Gaga Boo Boo. So ignorance is also an object of knowledge by the mind only. So that's why I can say I don't know I am Brahman. Who says? The mind says. So the ignorance of the lack of knowledge that I am Brahman rests with the mind only. And that is the mind that needs to be educated. It says you have to look into it. Say whatever you know is only because of the Brahman only. That knowing principle because of which you know everything, but itself cannot be known as an object, and that's what is essentially Brahman is. And that knowledge has to come to the mind. So in the deep sleep state, there is only awareness of the non-existence of any subject-object relationship. Therefore, there is no objects appearing. If the object appearing, then if it is real, then I should be seeing there also. I should be seeing even in the dream state, in the deep sleep state. That means I will not be able to go to sleep at all. So, yadi satyam bhavet vishwam sushupta upalabhyatam. So, in the deep sleep state, it should be available for me to see even in deep sleep state. Therefore, the world is not really real. It only appears to be real in the waking state, and even in the waking state, things are continuously changing, and even the changing reality is in the waking state, but it doesn't remain in the dream state. Why it doesn't remain? Because whatever in the waking state, I can have a contradictory experience in the dream state. In the waking state, I went to sleep, I turned off all the lights, it's a pitch dark room, and I turned AC on, and when I go to the sleep, I may be dreaming now. I may be dreaming in the forest, which is contradictory to what is experience of the waking state. According to waking state, I am in the AC room comfortably sleeping in a Dunlop bed. But in the dream, world is completely different, contradiction to the waking, because in the dream, I can be dreaming a bright sun there, even though I am sleeping in the dark room. Therefore, the experience and the knowledge for a dreamer, the dream is real, and as long as I am dreaming, for a dreamer it's not really a dream, it is a real world. And therefore, if I am thirsty in the dream, I had to go and get a dream water to quench my thirst. Excuse me. So for a dream subject, I need a dream water, and dream water alone can be quenched the dream thirsty. If I am sick in the dream, I have to go to the dream hospital, see the dream doctor, and see the dream medicines. And for me, they are not really dream, they are real doctor, real medicine, and real hospitals. Only when I am awakened, all that is negated here. And this is yanno palabhyate kinchit asat swapnavatu mrisham. So just as the imaginations, just as the mirage waters, this is nothing but an imagination in the dream. When I say it's only the mind is projecting in the dream, and that is therefore when I am awakened, all that is negated as not really real. So Awaker doesn't then think that the tiger he saw in the forest is really real. He doesn't go to take a gun and start going around in search of a tiger, because he knows it's not real. So the $1 million that I had in my dream is not available for me to spend in the waking state. I may be pauper in the waking state, even though I was a millionaire in my dream state. I may be blind in the waking state, but I have real vision in the dream state. So blindness, all the attributes of the waking not necessarily belong to the dream, and attributes in the dream do not necessarily belong to the waking state, each as though separate. When I am awakened from the dream state to the waking state, the whole dream is considered as asat. It was not really there, but it was there as long as I am experiencing. So it is an experience, temporarily is there. Same way, this world is also experientially real. That's what we call it, Vyavaharika Satyam. The dream is Pratibhasika Satyam, the one projected by a local mind. And the people had asked, therefore, if the waker's mind is projecting, because of the knowledge that is in the waking state, is projecting the dream world. So I can dream, as I said, in terms of the hairs with the horns in my dream, even though I do not see that any hairs with the horns, because I am assembling. So I have a creative ability, but the creation depends upon the knowledge of the creation, depends upon my waking knowledge, because I know what is hair and what is horns. So I assemble. I don't dream a gaga movie in the dream state, because I don't know what gaga movie is. If I have seen gaga boo and I was impressed, or I was afraid of gaga boo, I may dream in the gaga boo also in my dream, because I have the knowledge of what gaga boo is. Therefore, to dream or for creation, I should have the knowledge of the creation, and knowledge is coming from the waking world. But where is the knowledge for the waking world? And that mind, which is a total mind, that Ishvara mind, is the one which is creating, and the knowledge of creation comes from the vasanas, that is called karma. So therefore, Ishvara, using the Maya Shakti, is creating. Therefore, there is a global mind and a waking mind. In the dream also, there is a global mind and a local mind. The local mind is the mind that is inside me. When I dream myself as a subject in my own dream, and that subject has its own body, mind and intellect, different from the body, mind, intellect of the tiger that is chasing me. So even though minds are different and all that, there is one global mind that pervades the subject mind, also the object mind also in that, and that mind is that pervades everything, and that is the waker's mind. Same way, there is a waker's mind, which is Ishvara's mind, is creating the varieties of names and forms in the creation, and that's why we explain in terms of Mundaka Upanishad statement, he himself became many. Just as the waking mind itself became many in the dream state. But since the dream is, we say, even though I am experiencing it, when I am awakened to the highest state of understanding, I say the dream is not really real. But therefore reality doesn't depend upon the experienceability. I experience everything there, but still I say it's not real, because it is negated by the waking mind. Same way, by the scriptures, it is negated as not real, and I had to turn my attention in the direction that the scripture says. For that to realize, I can develop that viveka in the waking state itself, to realize that this is not really real, but here it is cognitively I have to understand, because I am still using the same body, mind, intellect of the waking state to understand this body, mind, intellect are not really real. This cannot happen in the dream state, because I cannot use the body, mind, intellect of the dream subject to recognize that the dream is not really real, and therefore, because it cannot have the capacity to discriminate what is real and what is not real in the dream state. If it has that capacity, it won't be dreaming, because the intellect is sharp there or very subtle enough, and therefore it cannot go to sleep. Therefore, the dream subject can experience. Therefore, in the dream subject, there is no will to act there. Even though it appears to be, there is no real will to act. Therefore, I don't commit sin in the dream state, but I commit sin in the waking state, because there is a will to act, and therefore there is a choice for me. There is essentially free will is there in the waking state. There is no free will in the dream state, because it is always being, whatever vasanas are exploding there to clean out my mind, and the nature has provided. But as long as the body, mind and intellect is there in the dream, I will be seeing the plurality, and I take the plurality as a reality because of the lack of viveka. In the waking state also, as long as I have body, mind and intellect, I will be seeing the plurality, but here I can develop viveka to know that the plurality that I see is not reality. And once I know, I will still see the plurality, but now I know that it's not reality. So a jnani will see the plurality because the plurality is seen through the body, mind, intellect. So as long as the body, mind, and intellect are there, the perception of the plurality will take place. Therefore, the whole world will be still perceived by the jnani in after realization also. So this has to be very clear. What he doesn't see or understands is not really real, but they are not even apparently real, is he does not have the Jiva Srishti will go away. Jiva Srishti is due to attachments, and I superimpose on top of what I see my Raga Dveshas, and as long as there are Raga Dveshas, there will be the Jiva Srishti also will be there. But once I become more and more established in the knowledge that the absolute truth is beyond, and there is no reason for my Raga Dveshas or my own vasanas, and when there is a vasanas are dissolved, I see the world as it is, not what wearing the blue glasses where I'd see the world is blue. My blue glasses are vasanas. I can deliberately put blue glasses and see it. That becomes, then it is a drama. I can act in the drama, playing a role of a jiva, knowing very well I am not the role, and there is the one karmaya pasyed. Akarmi, akarmana, in the karmani, karmanya, akarmaya pasyed. In the action that is going on, I am not responsible for the activities because I am not having a notion that I am a doer. So I am not responsible in the drama of what is happening, and people may accuse me I am a murderer and so on, but so only I am playing a role of a villain there. But once outside, we are both villain and the one who played hero, we are all friends together, but only in the drama we are acting as though we are enemies, but that action does not affect me once I come out of the stage. So roles will have a problem, but I will not have a problem because roles problem belong to the roles only. So I take the roles, whatever the body, mind, intellect, whatever the prarabdha has given that role, I execute the role depending upon the role's need, but now I execute only what is required rather than what is prompted by any desires, because I have no other desires other than enjoying that I am the totality. Desire is only because I consider myself I am unhappy and therefore I want this and that. But once I understood that I am Sachidanandam, I am the happiness itself, very source of happiness, then there is no longing for objects anywhere. So yadidam, so yadi satyam bhaved visvam sushupta upalabhyatam yanopalabhyate kinchitu asa swapnavatu mrusha. So in the swapnavatu, in the dream, it is just as the dream is negated as not real, even the world is also can be negated because it's also undergoing change and it's not there in the deep sleep state. Go to the next sloka, that is 237. अतः पृथक् नास्ति जगत् परात्मनः पृथक् प्रतीतिस्तु मृषा गुणा हिवत् आरोपितस्यास्ति किमर्थवर्ता अधिष्ठानम् अभाति तथा भ्रमेण अतः पृथक् नास्ति जगत् परात्मनः पृथक् प्रतीतिस्तु मृषा गुणा हिवत् आरोपितस्यास्ति किमर्थवर्ता adhishtaram abhati tadha brahmena. So therefore, ataha, therefore because of, therefore with all these the statements that the world is not really real because it's negated in the deep sleep state, and what is seen in the waking state, dream state, is negated in the waking state. So everyone is moving through different states, but therefore states cannot be real, and therefore ataha prutak nasti jagat atmanaha. So there is no difference between the world and the Atma. Atma is nothing but Brahman, which is same as Atma. And prutak pati it is to mrusha gunavat. If there is a difference or objective difference, that is any difference that I see, which are essentially sajati vijati swagata vedas, all difference of any kind is due to mrusha, is only imaginations at the mental level. Guna hivatu. Guna ahivatu. Guna ahivatu means guna ahivatu. Guna is here rope. Rope, ahi is the snake. Just as this snake rope. That means I am seeing a snake where the rope is. That's only my mental projection. What is there is only rope and nothing to do with this snake. Aropitasya asti kimarthavatta adhishtanam avati tada brahmena. So if I think that there is something else other than the adhishtanam, the very support for it, then that is aropitam, is only superimposing only. That's not really real. So the whole world is nothing but superimposed on the reality. Why do I say? Even logically, if things are changing, there has to be changeless entity, and the changeless entity has to be same across, and that is essentially, if they are different, then I should be able to see the differences, and that is imperceptible. That which is the truth, which is changeless entity, is imperceptible, and what is perceived therefore is not really real. It's only perceptually real, but not absolutely real. All that has to be understood, and this is all essentially world is therefore different, is not different from the adhishtanam, and adhishtanam is support, is nothing but Brahman only, as the scripture says. With this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyati Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.